Oh, I've just come out here. So this is last few cultivations on this field here, the grass seed reseeded meadow. I'm going to be putting the forgotten the word, chain arrows over it, just to get the seed rubbed in the ground, and then I'm going to be rolling it. Rain's coming on Tuesday night, I think, so if I can crack on and get this done, that's good. I've just started to notice there's a few crows going around over the top of it. They're probably after the worms and stuff, but I hope they're not after my seeds. But that's another reason to get it cultivated down or chain arrowed in, to get the seeds in the ground rather than just on the top. We'll see anyway. The crows have flown off. Let me just get in here with the chain arrows and we'll have another look. So these are our old chain arrows. They're getting a bit dodgy actually. I've just patched them up again a bit. The chains on them are pretty worn, everything's old, but we don't use them that often. I sort of think, well, we would like to get a new one at some point, but maybe not this year. I've got a lot of expenses coming out, which I'll tell you about another time. Right, let's crack on. I'm gonna get this boiler suit off. I'm flipping boiling. Oh. Okay, so this is my sexy strip off. What's going on here? Whoa. Okay, I've stripped off. It's blooming hot. Good for germination, not so good for me. Right, I'm gonna unfold this. Let's have a look. So my mate Neil did some chain arrowing with this back in the spring. Here he is in action. Lovely. And we've got the muck in the back there. Look at that, breaking it down. That was him with his vintage tractor. This is me with our vintage tractor, a bit newer. I've got a very low battery on this, so I might run out of video on this because I haven't got the battery charged up. But anyway, let's have a look. So this is our old, I think it's a Two's chain arrows. Right, so I'm going to get this down. How much video I can do on this, I don't know, because my battery's a bit low, but I'm going to do all of this. Take me a while. It's not a race. Right, I'll put this on the tripod so you can actually see it. And then a little bit of video of me chain arrowing and possibly rolling, as long as I can get enough juice out of the battery. Or it might be emergency battery with the phone, I don't know. Okay, so I'm battling on with it. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Blimey. Well, you can show how dry it is. Oh. So, I'm going to be chain arrowing this for a while. Oh. It's flipping dusty, as you can tell. My biggest problem is the battery should go flat on here, which is going to happen, but also there's a few stones and roots getting caught up in the chain arrows, which is inevitable because I'm right by the trees here on the side of the field, ash and sycamore. I've got the roots down. So you can look at the dust. Let me open this a minute and you'll see. It's a very fine sandy soil anyway, so it's very dusty to start with. Right, I'm going to crack on with this. We might have a look later. Oh, well, we'll have a look later on, but I might be on my phone battery by then. I'm going to keep going up and down. I wish I had aircon on this tractor. Didn't think about buying that 20 years ago because didn't really understand the concept. Now I'm like, oh. Right, so this is actually quite a nice job. I don't mind doing this apart from the dust. You know, I normally have the radio on, but I won't put that on while I'm recording. It won't take long to get this down. Oh, look at the dust behind. And then I'll be just rolling it. But the seed's going to be scattered in well now. And if we do get the rain on Tuesday, they're promising. That's brilliant. Right, I'll turn this off for now. We'll have a little look later. Ooh, dusty! It's just a little interesting aside I thought I'd throw in there. I remember when I was at agricultural college years ago, we were saying, how deep do you dig? How deep do you put seeds in? And the lecturer said, well, you've got to remember it, that the smaller the seed, the smaller the energy it's got. That's it, battery's gone on my phone, on my camera. So I'm on phone battery for recording now. I think I was just saying about when I was at college, about my lecturer at college reminding me, he said, you've got to think of a packet of a seed as someone taking their lunch with them. So the smaller the seed, the smaller the lunch they've got, so the less energy they've got to come through the ground. So if you think of a grass seed as only taking a pack of sandwiches with it, so it can only push through a little small amount of grass before it runs out of energy. Whereas, say a bigger seed, like I don't know, let's say a broad bean, it's got more energy with it, it's bigger, it's taken a rucksack of food with it rather than a sandwich. So it can go down deeper in the soil and it can push through and have that energy with it. Anyway, that's just a little, I thought I'd just chuck that in there, random thing. Mr. Mackey, long gone now, he's not with us anymore, but you know, 30 years ago, these are the little things he told me. And I'll tell you another one, he's machinery lecturer. Induction, compression, power exhaust. I've never forgotten that. That's a 4-stroke cycle of a diesel engine or petrol engine. Induction, compression, power exhaust. So induction, you bring in the fuel. Compression, you push it up. Power, you bring your spark in, or you get explosion from the diesel. And then exhaust is where it pushes the gases out. So induction, compression, power exhaust. Right, still going on here. I'm not going to be able to show you sort of exactly what I'm doing so well now, which is a bit of a shame, but anyway, we'll manage with what video I've got, I think, won't we? Sing with me. Woo. Right, well this is going alright. It's very hot. I'm having issues with my seat cover. As you might have known, I put a new seat cover on here the other week. Flipping think it's coming off. I haven't probably got it quite well attached, but it's like everything. It's not as good as the new original because it's not actually attached to the seat. So the problem is when you get on it, your bum slides across and the flipping thing keeps moving. So I'm not doing very well with that. And then bearing in mind I've only had it about a week. I don't know how long it's going to last. It's going to last me 10 years, I'm sure of that. Anyway, you've got to try these things, haven't you? Right, this is going alright. Flipping dusty. Quite a few rocks and sticks coming up. But nothing too critical. Look at the dust behind, look. I wonder what it looks like up on the hill up there. Those people are looking down. It must have been quite nice actually for the people who are watching me doing this, or watching it being cultivated right from the start. They've seen it through all the phases really well from an aerial view. So if you're on Titherington Hill, you can look down on this, and the seats are up there just opposite. Right, anyway, crack on. I might open the window in a minute, get a better view of the Chainharrows. So prepare for myself to be dust gassed. Dust gassed? You know what I mean. Covered in dust, bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. Oh, I put the diff. Tell you what, I'm not looking what I'm doing. I put the diff lock on by mistake then. You know what that is, look it up. Right, let's have a look in behind it a minute. Right. Well, I wasn't concentrating what I was doing when I was trying to film that bit there. I was zigzagging across the field, so if anyone's looking in the village there, it looks like we're sending smoke signals with the dust. Not the end of the world. You can see what I mean about the dust though, can't you? Oh, blimey. That's just because it's very light soil. There's a little bit of breeze just taking it up, and we haven't had any rain for a while. It's damp underneath though, surprisingly damp underneath. So I reckon another 10 minutes or so I'll finish this, and then I'll have to hitch the roller on. And then we rolling, 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 roll high. Rolling, 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 grassland. Oh dear. I apologise about my singing, I can't help it. I don't know where Harry gets his bonkersness from, honestly. But the other week it was Muck Action, wasn't it? On Human League. That was Rolling Roll Rawhide. I think Rawhide was a TV programme in the 60s, like a cowboy film. A bit before my time. Right, so let's have a catch up again when we've done a bit more, alright? There's a few stones I'm going to have to come back and pick up at some point. Can you see over there? It's pretty dirty, this window. Look, there's a big stone there. I've got to pick up a few. I'm not too far off doing this now. I've got to go up and down that side a little bit more. I'm really pleased how it's turned out actually. The seedbed is coming up really well. I haven't rolled it yet, but do you know what? It's lovely and smooth. There's no ruts in it. There's a few stones I'm going to have to come and pick up. But all in all, it's worked out well. I think someone made a comment the other day, it's too late for grass seed. It's not too late for grass seed. It's still warm and it'll be wet soon. It'll be cold at night, so it won't grow as quickly, but it's still a good time to germinate. I'd much rather put grass seed in the autumn than I would the spring. Because the trouble is with the spring, if you get a dry spring, you're going off into the summer. If it doesn't get going then, you've got no chance of it surviving very well if you get a drought. Whereas with our winters, it can be cold, but the thing is it'll keep growing and you're almost guaranteed to get the rain. Funny is, you know, I was just thinking about my dad doing this while I was doing this. I was just wondering what he'd think about this. And yeah, you know, every now and then I talk about that. Shut me up. Because he would have been out here stone picking, I know what he was like. He would have been out in the evening picking up these stones. Right, anyway, let's crack on. Last bit. There we go. So I've let's see if I can lift this with one hand. Oh. Oh. I've managed to do that. These chains have held out. The repairs I did earlier to keep this thing going. Look at this. Quick fix. Oh look, I've got half an oak tree branch in it. Oh. 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 That was a strain to get out on there. Right, I'm going to drop this off. Open that gate, drop this off, and then we're done on that. Right, gotta get the roller on now. Open the gate. That was an easy run. Quite relaxing really, if you're gonna do that. That sort of tractor work I don't do very often, it's quite nice really. Wouldn't complain about doing a bit of chain harrowing every now and then. Oh, my lens is dirty. Right, let's go and see the roller. Right, gonna drop this off a minute and then we'll put that roller on. Okay, so I've got the roller on. Whoop. And as you know, I'm using my phone as to record on rather than my camcorder. So we've got a few interesting. Let me shut that. It's loud. Got a few interesting angles and stuff. Let's look at this as if it's an art video. So if there's quirky angles and not very clear videoing, it's because I'm arty. I'll probably get an Arts Council grant for doing it if like that. If I just go, if I go like this, woo! If I go like this, woo! That's an Art Council grant funding there for £50,000. I think in my dreams. Anyway, right. So we are now rolling this. This is the last thing of the. I'm going to open the window because it's blooming hot. This is my very last bit of work on here for me and for the contractors. So we're basically rolling it down to get good compaction on the top, help the seed germination, push the seed down in the soil. It's all good really. And I will go over this at a steady pace. Cambridge rolls and flat rolls. This is a flat roll. It's basically full of concrete, this roller. It's a big cylinder. Let's have a look. Can you see that? Let me have a look. Oh, the dust. Oh, I gotta shut that. You can hear the noise. That noise is the stones impacting on it. So it will help push the stones, any stones, little stones anyway, back into the ground. So I won't have, if I top this with a mower, I wouldn't have loads of stones in the mower. But there are some big stones I'm gonna have to come and pick up. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, so I'm going round. Oh, I've just seen the autumn leaves coming off now. Let's have a look in a minute. Oh, it's just so annoying. I like to do a bit of outside filming, inside filming, and you probably noticed I use my little tripod. Yeah, I've got my own way of filming. I know other people do things with GoPros and stuff. I like how I do it. It's just me. Sorry. And I'm not going to do very good outside videos. I'll see what I can do, but for now, let's have another look. I'm going to open the window. Dare me. Ugh. we're battling on alright with this. Let me just shut the door. Oh, art video, there you go. I'm more than halfway through now. So I've lost my camcorder battery and now the phone battery is nearly dead. So I'm hoping I can get a little bit of video at the very end of doing this, but if I don't, just assume that the battery has died, alright? Well, there you go. It's going down nicely. I'm really pleased we had a dry spell doing this. We were very lucky in the fact that the whole time that it's been cultivated, there hasn't been a drop of rain, so it's not made a mess. It's broken down really nicely. And do you know what? If it rains Tuesday night, that will just be brilliant, because that just means that I've done the whole thing. And well, I can't take credit for the whole thing. The contractor's done most of it. But it means that we've managed to achieve it in the dry, and then we've hit the moist rain just to get the seeds going right at the end of the cultivation. So that will be absolutely spot on. We'll see. Anyway, we'll have a look at the end, I think. Let's just see how we go. All right, cheers. Now, I've just jumped out of the tractor to have a quick look at this. You can see the contrast remarkably well here of the chain arrowed versus rolled. Look at that. Chain arrowed, rolled. So we're getting on with it quite well. See my tyre track. This is quite firm. Oh, there's a bit of china. Quite a firm seedbed now. This is lovely. This is going to come up. I hope this will come up well. Oh, bit of glass. So yeah, it's all looking all right. There we go. It's the start of another lovely day on planet Earth. Sun's rising behind me. How about that? It's lovely and fresh. It's an autumn morning, and I managed to get that seed on last night. Well, no, what am I talking about? I didn't put the seed on. I finished rolling the seed last night. You probably noticed that I quite often get my words mixed up when I'm doing these videos. Sometimes I look back and watch them later on, and quite often I've said a word that's completely wrong. I think my mouth works faster than my brain. Anyway, so the seed's in the ground. We're going to have a look at it in a minute. Just finished. I've got to move this fence for the cattle, and we'll just have a look at where I finished last night. But anyway, look at this. I'm just going to zoom in on the sun. Look at this. These are the mornings that are good to be alive and out here early. You know, sometimes it's a struggle getting up, but when you see a morning like this, look at that. The sun's coming up. I'm going to zoom right in. It'll probably go really dark red when I zoom in. There we go. Look at that. There's the sun in all its glory. And look at the mist on the ground. Lovely. Now I'm just driving up to look at the seed bed, and just a couple of more hens there from the pond there, just there. Lovely. We're going to drive by. So there's the chain arrows I was using yesterday, and there's the old kid roller. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Well, sun's coming up over the well, it's a valley really down there, isn't it? That's where our fields flood sometime. There we go. You can see the mist down there. You can see, look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? What a setting. Can't deny the English countryside is lovely at all times of year. There's so many different varieties of the same landscape can look so different at different times, you know. Right, let's have a quick look at this. It is now finished, ready for growing. Grow, grow. So look at that. That's a nice smooth seed bed. It's flat, look. So all we need now is to see the seed come up on that. Right, well that's done. Job done, as they say. Apologies for the dust on some of the videos on the lens, but this is such a dusty job doing this, I couldn't help that. The seed bed is down, done, planted. Next time we'll look at this is when we see some grass. Now I'm not sure how long that'll take to germinate. Maybe a week, I don't know. Rain's due tonight. Oh look, I can see some footprints. Look at this. Those are the moor hens we saw earlier. They've been out here, and they're probably eating the flipping seed. Or it could be seagull. Maybe a seagull. Look, you can see their footprints all down there. They've been all over it. So that is the battle now, isn't it, really? The pests on it. I have a friend who's going to come out here and probably take out a few the pigeons or anything if they start eating the seed. So, you know, you can get the seed in the ground, but there's still nature playing against you, you know, because we've got rabbits, pigeons, just the wireworm and crane fly, is it crane fly? Leather jackets in the ground, whatever else will want to eat it, because I'm putting out a buffet here, really, aren't I? Lovely young grass. Ooh, that's lovely. If I was going to eat something, it's like having fresh bread, isn't it, or fresh chips. Anyway, we'll have a look again. I've loved doing this project. You know, I say I've loved doing it because a big thank you to the contractors who really did most of the work, but I've loved seeing this through. You might know, so I like being active. The basic farming keeps me going, but I like to have a project. You don't always see all my projects because I'm busy doing stuff in the house at the moment, and sort of some things I'm just sort of I think I'll keep to myself, really. But I am active in the house. You know, if I ever retire, my videos will change remarkably, because what I will be doing then is I'll be doing projects. I'd love to restore a tractor, and you know, a bit like I did with the Norton trailer. I love doing that, fixing that up. So I love a project. So at some point maybe we'll be doing projects together. Wouldn't that be fun? Right, I'm going to crack on back. I'm going to get on, always getting on, and see you in a bit. We'll have a look at this when it comes up.